went to Larry Feldman, which is Jordy Chandler's lawyer that got the $25 million settlement. So now, you're going to tell me that Michael Jackson, after and this is when they claim it happened, by the way. This is the timeline in trial. Not during when the kid it was in the wheelchair and no hair on his head and needed blood drives that Michael did for him, but after the Bashir documentary aired, when the Jackson camp said, get this family out of the barrio, bring them up here, so that they don't start giving interviews to the National Enquirer and whatever they're trying to do, right? That's when they claim that Michael molested this boy while he's in the midst of a firestorm of media insanity all over the globe. This is when they say that Michael molested the boy. Now, think about that for a moment.
Right. Okay, but looking at Michael's history, it doesn't surprise me that much.
Yeah, except that.
What do you think about the Jordy Chandler story? Do you believe that one?
Michael was not interested in this boy whatsoever. And actually, what was testified to is that the boy was upset because Michael had dumped him once the kid got healed and they did the documentary. Michael moved on. But these people kept coming back to Neverland because they wanted to feed off the fat of the land. Neverland is 2,700 acres. Neverland is not what people think. It's not an amusement park. It's 2,700 acres. Think about that. So they're living on the fat of the land, and he's realizing, seeing Michael Jackson in and out of some building in Neverland, and realizing Michael's not having anything to do with him anymore. So the kid is hurt because he's thinking he's Michael's best friend, because that's the way Michael was with kids and people. So, again, it goes on. I can tell you more if you read the book, Michael Jackson Conspiracy. You'll understand that not only that, they claimed they were kidnapped, but yet they were taking limousines to and from L.A. She was using his money to get full body waxes and just insanity. Complete insanity. And yet the media bought it, hook, line, and sinker, because it fit in with, like you asking me about the Jordy Chandler narrative. And so, and then when he was found innocent, by the way, who talked about it? Nobody. Everybody packed up. 2,400 journalists, credentialed journalists, packed up and were gone. Wasn't a story anymore.
We got to take a commercial break, but I would love to ask you some questions right now. But let's take a little break. We're with Aphrodite Jones. The book we're talking about right now is Michael Jackson Conspiracy. But if you go to AphroditeJones.com, there's forget it. There's a million books. Another one I'm going to try and get into is Cruel Sacrifice. It's a 20-year-old story, but it just came back up on a digital version available on Amazon. And don't forget, Investigation Discovery, True Crime with Aphrodite Jones, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Pacific Standard Time. I don't have a show. Okay. We'll be right back with more of Aphrodite Jones right after these messages. And now a word from our sponsors. Check out CartKing.com, 877-986-7771. Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Perhaps your current business wants to add multiple point-of-sale locations across the country quickly. Maybe the facility you manage could kickstart revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services, like let's say you own an office building or a warehouse. Put one of these carts there in the lobby. Well, CartKing.com can be the answer to your needs. CartKing.com is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile retail coffee and food carts and kiosks money can buy. For 20 years, CartKing.com has been working with clients and corporations across America to provide indoor and outdoor carts and kiosks for any application. From large, heated, and secure outdoor retail or food kiosks to smaller, more mobile coffee kiosks or coffee stations, coffee carts, CartKing.com designs and builds them all. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on the website, CartKing.com. Please visit today at CartKing.com or just call them at 877-986-7771. Tell them Ed Opperman sent you and you get a good deal. The Opperman Report is brought to you by SubhashTechnosis.com. Subhash Technosis is a search engine optimization and website design company. They're located in India, so you know you're going to save a lot of money and get top quality service. They offer all sorts of business process outsourcing, data entry, banking BPO services, recruitment process outsourcing, software testing, offshoring, research network, customer care, press release, content writing and distribution, and much, much more. Now, you can get a hold of Subhash Technosis by email at info@subhashtechnosis.com. Their website is www.subhashtechnosis.com, and their Skype is ANUSHASUBASH. Remember, all these shows on Awake are brought to you by emailrevealer.com. You can go to emailrevealer.com and get a copy of my book, How to Become a Successful Private Investigator. You also do all those kind of different services for you. Online dating service investigations called an online infidelity investigation. And that's where you give us your husband or your boyfriend, your girlfriend's email address, and we trace it back to their online dating websites. And we return a list of all the dating sites that email is registered to. We can expand on that investigation and trace it back to porn sites, escort service sites, swinger sites, gambling websites, and even prescription drug websites, and all kinds of digital forensics, computer and cell phone digital forensics, where we can recover deleted content from an email or a hard drive and produce a report for you that you can use in court. That's emailrevealer.com, or you can contact me at oppermaninvestigations@gmail.com. Okay, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, Private Investigator Ed Opperman. We're here with Aphrodite Jones, author of Michael Jackson Conspiracy. You can also find Aphrodite Jones on Investigation Discovery every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. True Crime with Aphrodite Jones. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Actually, the show airs all across the country. It's on 9 p.m. Also Pacific time.
Okay, of course it would be. Okay, of course. All right. I'm just so excited to ask you the next question. I'm kind of stumbling over myself here. Now, wouldn't you agree? Okay, the Arvizo family is a troubled family. Okay, but wouldn't you?
Beyond troubled.
Well, I'm sorry.
Beyond troubled. They're grifters.
But now, wouldn't you agree that pedophiles and convicted sex offenders target children from troubled families, just like Jordy Chandler was from a troubled family as well?
Well, here's the thing. If I hadn't heard the testimony of Chris Tucker, who talked about how they got to him and how they, on the set of Rush Hour 2, were demanding, and how Chris went to Michael and said, "Watch out, Mike. Don't let these people in your life." If I hadn't heard George Lopez testify that not only did he take them to his home and buy clothes and this and that for them, but that also they claimed that they lost their wallet at his house, and when he found the wallet, that they claimed there was hundreds of dollars that was in it that was missing, and Lopez's assistant apparently replaced that money when the money was never there. These are the kind of testimonies that came out during the trial. And again, Jay Leno saying that he got a call from this kid. And Leno is somebody who would make anyone's wish come true. He's truly a giving soul. I've met the man. I've seen him do charity work beyond anyone's wildest dreams. And he testified that he did not trust the voice of this kid on the phone, that the kid sounded coached. He could hear a woman in the background, and he was, quote, overly effusive in asking for whatever favor it was. These people were grifters. And Lopez, by the way, they hounded for fundraiser blood drives to the point that he had done some of it, and then he couldn't continue to do more, and they were after him and hounding him. He testified to this.
Right. I'm willing to concede.
Quoted in the book.
I'm willing to concede that they're grifters, okay? It may not be my opinion, but I'm willing to concede that point because I don't think it's that important. Because even the parents, again, of Jordy Chandler's, they've been accused of being grifters as well. And they were negotiating. And I've read the transcripts, too, of the negotiations between Pelicano and the father over that little boy.
I have to.
Sorry?
I have to.
Yes. Okay, then you know what I'm talking about. And Pelicano today, people should note, is in prison. This is Michael Jackson's private investigators in prison for possession of C4 explosive and hand grenades and all kinds of activities.
But that had nothing to do with Michael Jackson, by the way.
But it's the guy he chose to hire.
It doesn't matter.
To negotiate with a kid.
Look, I was at his sentencing. He was his own man. Let's remember that. Jackson wasn't the only one who hired Mr. Pelicano. Go on.
What do you make of the Jordy Chandler case?
What I make of the Jordy Chandler case is entirely a different matter.
Okay.
Because, that's a situation where, for whatever reason, Michael gave a $25 million payout. And from what I do know through the Pelicano tapes and transcriptions, for what I saw, June Chandler testified at the Arvizo trial, at the Jackson trial, and all I can say is all of it seemed very questionable to me. However, nothing was proven. And with that said, at the end of the day, you know, one of the things that I've always find curious with Michael Jackson is that he did have the mentality of a child, it seems, up until the day he died. He really just never, whatever part of his brain that got stuck in the adolescent child phase stayed there. And because of that, if you'll notice, any of these accusers who have been given their $1 million or whatever they were able to eke out of Jackson over the years, if you'll notice, none of them have ever said that he raped them. None of them have ever said that there was actual intercourse. None of them have ever said that the kind of sexual acts that are unspeakable, but that they would have referred to with trying to get the monies out of Jackson that they did. So I truly believe that he had a need for that, an adolescent kind of exploratory, if you will, sexuality, if that's what it was. And I don't believe anything more than that went on, honestly. Does that make him a pedophile? I mean, yeah. The answer is it doesn't clear him of being a pedophile. But I am not present. There was no trial with Jordy Chandler. And the kids who testified, by the way, at the Arvizo trial, some of them said that they were scarred for life because Michael Jackson tickled me over my pants, over my jeans. And somehow were able to squeeze $1 million settlement out of him.
Well, I got to tell you, Aphrodite, you know, I'm a grown man now, but from when I was 13 years old, if a grown man was tickling me, my genitals through my jeans, I would remember that to this day.
You remember it? Would you be would that have caused you to have to go into therapy for 10 years?
I think I've been to therapy for less than that. Yeah, I can't condone that, okay, whatsoever. And also, too, you talk about how. Why would he?
Anything? I'm just questioning the veracity of the statements of these people. I'm condoning nothing. You think I'm condoning pedophilia?
No, I don't think I said that.
Okay.
Well, what I'm saying is, you say that
all I'm saying.
No. Well, I'm asking a specific question.
Of the trial that happened in Santa Maria.
Right, and you're saying that
there's no doubt of that.
You don't think
in my mind whatsoever. You read the book and you will see he was set up from the get-go by Martin Bashir and then the prosecutor and the Scrifter family. What happened in the past with each individual case is also something for scrutiny, something for question, and something that in the case of Jordy Chandler, I really have to think twice about, because I'm not willing to go that far to say that nothing happened there. I think that would be foolish of anybody to think that nothing happened there. But I am also saying to you, Ed, that on some bizarre level, for Michael Jackson, a one-of-a-kind person in this world, he had a one-of-a-kind proclivity that was perhaps, I mean, obviously destroyed kids' minds or whatever happened, I don't know, but it was, I believe in his mind, he was still that age and it was okay. It wasn't, it's not clear to me that you can put him in a category of what we consider to be pedophiles. I don't think he felt he was going after young kids. That's the point.
Well,
he thought he was a peer of these kids.
Yeah, but who cares what he thinks? He's still down. It's what the law is, first of all. But my question is this. You keep saying that after he was taped holding hands with this little boy in the Bashir video, that it would just be unreasonable and unthinkable for him to then start molesting this kid when all this scrutiny was upon him.
Months and months later.
Right.
And yes, and I'll tell you why.
No, but first, why would, in the Jordy Chandler case, he was in their home in this kid's bedroom for days and days and days, not leaving that bedroom. That's pretty extreme. Yeah, that's pretty extreme behavior as well. I think he gets off on that kind of extreme taunting.
The problem is testimony of the two boys that were the Arvizo boys don't match as to when this quote unquote molestation occurred and who witnessed it. number one. Number two, according to the kid's own mouth, he wasn't sure if he was molested 2, 3, or 4, or 5 times.